The joy of the Highlands is they are so sparsely populated. After leaving the Royal Navy in 1986, I requalified in hotel and catering management and in wines and spirits to follow in the footsteps of my hotelier father. I was then offered a job in Edinburgh and was immediately smitten by Scotland. I loved the place and I loved the people, and being a fan of history and architecture, I was completely entranced by the beauty of their mysterious Scottish castles. So in November 2015 I incorporated Glen Distillery Limited and commenced the process of searching for a world-class management team and iconic Highland Scottish site. The Highlands are by far the largest area and somewhat underrepresented. And they're also my favourite style of whisky. So it seemed obvious to me, given the iconic nature of the Scottish Highlands, the wonder of the wilderness and the natural environment, that should be where we should establish our new distillery. Our master distiller is Charlie Smith, and what Charlie doesn't know about whisky isn't worth knowing. He's been in the industry for decades and initially was installing plant in distilleries in the 1970s, and during that period worked in probably more than half of the operating distilleries in Scotland at the time. The joy of the Highlands is they are so sparsely populated, and you can't just build on a green field. So finding one of these sites was difficult, and we spent a long time searching for this. And what we found is the old Drummond Arms Hotel in a village called St Film's, and it sits on the banks of the Loch Earn in Glen, surrounded by mountains. It's iconically Scottish Highlands, very beautiful. What we've really got is, at the back of the hotel, is the tall mountain, the Girron, and behind the Girron is Loch Baltacan. I climbed up to the top of the Girron to view the source of our spirit water. There's complete peace, silence, and just nature. Falling rocks and heather and birds and wildlife. All the cares of the world are away. It's the most wonderful environment. There's no access other than climbing to get to it, and it is fed by natural springs from the hills, and that's the water that we're going to make our Glen Quiach whisky from. My vision is that Glen Quiach Distillery will allow us to share the joys of the Scottish Highlands with a much wider audience. Whisky enthusiasts, like-minded folk. One of my favourite things to do is to take a Morgan out on a lovely day and drive the mountain roads and through the glens and imagine owning that perfect Scotch whisky distillery that's going to deliver my perfect flavour profile, perfect character. And driving through that environment, just living the dream, as so many people must dream.